Hey old soul, just over a year ago I sold everything I owned in Australia and moved with my ex-husband and 3 kids to this beautiful land of Bali. Now I travel first class around the world, teaching people how to manifest their dream life. If you're ready to step into a paradigm that's so wild, so freeing, so abundant, then you're exactly where you need to be. Welcome. Good morning. I am so excited because I am hosting my first ever Bali retreat on Monday until Friday. It is going to be so wild. It's going to be so wild. I have been having the most craziest downloads, craziest up levels, craziest integrations, which I'm sure you all have too, with this crazy leap year, with this crazy leap last 2 days. Like, this is literally, well, the first was the most potent day of this month astrologically. But right now I want to share something with you that if you can truly understand this, your life will never be the same again. You will never be able to live in victim consciousness. You will never be able to go back to your old ways of being, because you'll finally allow this download into your psyche, and you'll just go, holy crap, why have I been living so broke? Why have I been living in survival? Why have I been living not limitlessly? So here it is. If you haven't yet figured out this gold mine of truth, it's this: your trauma is your Achilles heel. Your trauma is what is going to make you a millionaire. Your trauma is what you were put on this planet to go through in order to reach everything that you could possibly imagine on the deepest level. So whatever you've been through, and I'll give you an example. My trauma was all around money. My life path number is an 8. My parents were obsessed with money. I was placed into a very interesting family where I had multi-millionaire grandparents, and my parents were well off, but lived in fear, lack, and scarcity, and insane next level poverty. Like, just to give you guys an idea, my parents owned so many properties, it was insane. But going home to my house, my parents would yell at me for using too much toilet paper. I couldn't eat too much food. I couldn't have the TV too loud. The whole environment was fear, lack, and scarcity. Let's scare these poor children as much as humanly possible. Every single night I'd go to sleep and I'd close my eyes, and my parents would scream at the top of their lungs, screaming about money, all of the horrific things, to the point that I manifested this nightmare that was horrific. It was like this reptilian, alien-like thing that would jump up onto the bed, grab me, suffocate me. And this was reoccurring many nights. And I remember working with a shaman many years later to clear this, demonic entity from my field. And she was like, she looked at me and she's like, Eva, that was real. And I was like, cool, thank you. Thank you. Because when you go through that much trauma, you often do the one thing that blocks the limitless flow of abundance, which is avoidance, which is, this isn't happening to me. This isn't my life. This isn't my reality. And the problem is, what we reject rejects us too. So if you don't like where your reality is at and you're rejecting your reality, well, then money's rejecting you. Life is rejecting you. So you have to accept that everything's always happening for you. Everything's always happening for you. I'll give you an example. This morning I woke up, and the last week I have been at a resort with my kids, and I've been quite controlling in this mindset where I'm like, I've got so much to do and you guys just need to play and I've got to do this thing. And so I woke up and had this like pain in my neck, and I was like, okay, cool. Thank you for showing me how I've been inflexible, for showing me where my thoughts are lacking, for showing me where I need to improve, for showing me how when things start getting busy and chaotic, how I need to come back into groundedness and wholeness and not get caught up in the cycle of life, because I'm the projector screen that controls life. And that's how I heal any pain in my body. I thank it. I go, hey, thank you for my past thoughts and feelings to manifest this pain, or my past thoughts and feelings. You can do this with your money to manifest this level of abundance. Now I am willing and accepting that the new way of thinking is manifesting a future reality that's a life beyond my wildest dreams, that is limitless. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I lean into the pain. I lean into the discomfort, because avoidance keeps us stuck in a really toxic loop where we can't manifest more money. And most people do this with their bills. They try not to look at them instead of calling up the person going, hey, I'm going to be late on electricity this month, or hey, I just need a few more days. People avoid. Avoidance is one of the common distortions of the 3D reality that is created from the mind to avoid life. It's all fine. It's all just energy. It's all just quantum particles. There's nothing wrong if you can't afford your bills or you're living in debt. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is that you've created a story that's holding you hostage to a life that you do not desire living. That is what's wrong. And that's why you get caught in these toxic loops, because you're avoiding your reality instead of facing it and going, oh my gosh, hey, actually, I just need a few more days for this. Hey, actually, can you please support me in this? Hey, actually, mom, dad, friend, family, can you please support me? I need help. Don't ever avoid your reality, because avoidance creates more avoidance, and money can't come to you when your interaction with the quantum particles is rejection. So that's really, really, really important. So back to the point of this live. Your trauma is why you were put on this earth. It's your Achilles heel. A shaman once told me that we all have 3 core wounds. Now, use discernment with this. I think every single soul has a different number of core wounds. For me, one of them was massive isolation. I've done this life alone, very, very, very crazily. My spirit animal's a wolf, so I've had to do it alone as a solo wolf and then in a wolf pack. So isolation's been huge for me. And when I look back on my life and I can look at all the chapters of my life, isolation was a huge wound that I dealt with massively. Another one of them was money. Another one of them has been boundaries. And these things all came to me at a very, very, very young age. My parents would isolate me from all the other families in the street. Boundaries came up because I was molested as a child. And so we have these core wounds. What we have to understand is our mastery of healing these wounds and moving beyond them is what truly and utterly manifest a life beyond our wildest dreams, because that's what you came here to do. You came here to master your wounds, to embody the healing of them, and then through the embodiment, you are whole. And money comes at you like wildfire because you are connected to all that you are and all that is. But most people are too busy running away from their wounds, running away from their trauma, or they have no idea what their core wounds are. You can look at your life and look at everything that's come up in your life right now and think, okay, cool, what are my core wounds? What am I avoiding? What am I not willing to look at? And so many people go, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that childhood trauma. Cool, stay where you are. If you desire a life beyond your wildest dreams, you have to be prepared to be a version of you that you are not currently being. And that version of you is the healed version that doesn't keep manifesting things that you don't desire unconsciously. With money, the most common wound that I see in all my clients is unworthiness. It's unworthy of the money. It's not worthy. It's not having high standards because you were never shown as a child that you were worthy of all the things that you desire. And so that's what it always comes down to with money. It's not feeling worthy enough of having more. And a lot of people go, Eva, I'm doing all the work. Everything's working out for me. And I'm like, okay, cool. On some level, you're thinking you're doing all the work, right? You're thinking you're doing the work. You're thinking that you're putting in the work. But on an energetic level, 95% of you is subconscious. You have to remember this. 95% of you subconscious. So if you're manifesting money not coming at you rapidly, you have to accept this truth that you're not going to like. On some level of your being, there is a belief, most likely hidden, most likely unconscious, that is blocking the flow of limitless abundance to you. And as many times as your head goes, but I'm doing the work, but I know I'm worthy of it, unconsciously, there is a belief, there is a weed growing in your psyche that you haven't cleaned out that is not allowing it. Everything that you have in your life is through the allowance of what you are willing to receive. And so as a coach, as a healer, as a guide, my job is to see those beliefs within you that you're not even willing to see within yourself. And I hold this space so deeply that you're able to see it, because if I just look at you and go, oh, it's this, you'll go, oh no, because your head is going to try and block it out. Your head, your mind, your body, your soul, every facet of you has to be ready to see the unconscious belief that's blocking the flow from you. And the truth is, on some level, you don't want it, Because if you really, really, really wanted it, you would go deep into your psyche to find out what the belief is that's blocking you so that you can receive limitless abundance. And most people don't want to go into the darkness. They don't want to go deep. They don't want to turn out the lights and see how scary it is. I've done that work. It's painful as fuck, but it's worth it. And going into, timeline therapy, past life regression, deep meditations, constantly being curious about all that you are, constantly being curious about the darkness that's blocking your light, constantly being curious about the beliefs that are holding you hostage to a life that you know you weren't put on this earth to receive, is where you're going to be able to go to the next level and be able to receive limitless abundance. The people that have a life beyond their wildest dreams have walked and failed and learned more times than the people that have not. The truth is, if you keep telling yourself, I'm doing the work, things are working, you're not. You're not doing the work. Your mind is tricking you. It is bullshitting you. It's not telling you the truth. If you are still not living a life beyond your wildest dreams, it's because your mind tricks you every single day and you listen to it. You keep going, I'm doing the work, but it's not working. What a terrible belief to have. Instead of, I'm always willing and open to go as deep as I need to go in order to receive the limitless abundance that I was put on this earth to receive. Pain is a gift. Everything that I receive is a gift. Every window, room, opening of my psyche that I open to release limitless abundance, to release the trauma, to release the pain, when I'm crying, when I'm howling, when I'm able to get deep into these beliefs that are keeping me stuck, then I'm worthy of a life beyond my wildest dreams. And let's face it, you're always worthy of a life beyond your wildest dreams. But those that actually receive it are willing to walk through the darkness, willing to walk through the place where most people won't go. And something that you can be very, very mindful of is, okay, so you're consciously thinking that you're doing the work. You're consciously thinking that everything's working out for you, but then you're taking an action that is showing you that things aren't working out. So maybe you desire to bring in more money, and instead of focusing on your business, you go out and get drunk every weekend, or you go out and hang out with people that aren't focusing on their businesses. So you're taking actions that are actually taking you in a direction that isn't towards the direction of everything's working out for me, that isn't towards the goal, isn't towards you're not on the same timeline. So you're constantly shifting in and out of timelines, if that makes sense. So one half of your day, you're focusing on your business, and then the next half of the day, you're in a lower timeline where the business isn't growing and expanding. Because if you're on the business growing and expanding and making heaps of money, that timeline would be then hanging out with friends that are drinking tea, and you're having massive growth conversations about how you can change the world and live limitlessly and have all the things you want. You're not going and hanging out with the friends that go and get drunk and gossip about all the things. So you've got to actually look at and go, okay, cool. Is every single action that I'm taking in my life keeping me on the timeline that is a life beyond my wildest dreams? Am I hustling all day at work, but then at the end of the day, I'm getting drunk and not being present with my kids? Or am I hustling all day at work and then I'm, stuck on my phone 24/7 and I'm addicted to that? It's looking at where your actions, because your actions are stemming from a belief. And your actions are unconscious. The body is the mind. And so the actions are just showing you where you're lacking. Where are you sabotaging? Where are you constantly jumping into all these different timelines? So none of the timelines are actually getting anywhere and manifesting a life that you desire, and you're stuck in this painful loop, this painful pattern that's like you get a little bit and then you sabotage, you get a little bit, then you sabotage. So you've got to be really, really radically honest with yourself and go, okay, cool. What actions am I making throughout my day? I'm yelling at my kids. Okay, so what belief is that stemming from? Where am I being unconscious? Most people yell at their kids because their parents yelled at them and they've never ever healed it. They're being unconscious. And the best way to deal with you being unconscious is noticing it and going, I love you. I love you. And then reenacting that event in your head, because you're reprogramming your mind that when that event comes up again, you have a new behavior. You have to remember that your mind doesn't know the difference between reality, what's real and what's fake. It's got no clue. When you visualize, that's real to your mind. It's absolutely real. When you close your eyes, envision a lemon, everything goes sour. When you think of a life beyond your wildest dreams, every single cell in your body gets really, really, really excited. So you've really got to start doing the work, stay on the solid timeline, and remember that you running towards the pain, the discomfort, the trauma is going to clean out your psyche faster, and you're going to be able to receive limitless abundance in the process. You're going to be able to receive it. And I always say, receive it now. You can heal your trauma and still receive money. Don't live one-dimensionally. Don't live with this one-dimensional viewpoint that you've got to do this to get that. No, 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 no. You can absolutely have it all now. You can be multi-dimensional. You can have all the money. You can heal the trauma. You can do everything right now. Allow everything to work out for you now. I love you. I see you. If you're still not in my free 3-day From Survival Mode to Limitless Wealth Challenge, make sure you click on the link below. Get in there. I'm doing it as a celebration of my 6 weeks to Quantum Wealth program, which is going to be coming out in the next few weeks. That program is going to do exactly what I've spoken about now. We go into your darkness. We pluck out all of those beliefs, all those limitations, all of those things that are insanely keeping you stagnant. And we're going to do it in 6 weeks. So in 6 weeks, you're going to start to see your life rapidly shift, rapidly change. So if you're feeling the call for that and you're actually ready to jump in now, I've got a gift for you. If you're someone that's absolutely ready to jump into that now, it's $2,500 USD. There are weekly payment plan options. So if you're feeling the call, then definitely send me a DM or send us an email, support@evolutionoftherose.co. This is about you changing your life starting from today. The work I do in the world is because when you are wealthy, you will start being able to help everyone else around you. My work goes well beyond the money. It goes well beyond all the limitations. It is deep. It is powerful. It is potent. The goal is to see money like air. It's to come as effortlessly and effortlessly out as air. You never worry about it. It's always there. It's always there, like the air. But when you sign up to this free challenge, make sure you are signing up to it like you have spent $1 million on this. This is the first day of your new life, the next chapter. Do not take it lightly. Do the work, fill out the workbook, jump in and take this seriously and actually say, I'm committed to living a life beyond my wildest dreams. Big love, wealthy old soul. Have the most beautiful, magical, phenomenal day. And I'll see you very, very, very soon. Mwah.